What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Welcome back. In this video, we're going to be talking about the Fed. Specifically, we're going to find out how likely it is that the Fed is going to save the stock market. But before we can get into all that, I'm going to give you guys just a minute to smash that like button. It's actually a good way to relieve stress. Go ahead, give it a shot. You'll find that it's rather soothing. And if you're new to this channel, go ahead and subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, and you'll never miss a beat. So allow me to direct you back to when this crash first started back in March. Do you recall the Fed announcing that they would do whatever is necessary to save the market? Essentially, there was no liquidity in the market. We saw some vicious moves to the downside, and when the Fed first started buying in, it didn't take much time at all for the market to drop again. Nothing was working. It really seemed like there was nothing that anyone could do to save this market. I hope that this was not an indicator of our future when things get serious and the reality of just how serious this situation is finally sets in. One thing we need to consider is that we essentially do not have an economy at this time. Yet the stock market just keeps going up. It's like it ignores all the warning signs, all the bad news, and just goes up no matter what. The Fed is simply printing money to support our economy right now. Okay, we don't have an economy. So in the short term, I think that the market, or actually the investors, are simply taking advantage of the Fed's dovish nature. However, once we actually get the economy running again, I think we're going to see that it's not just going to go back to being business as usual. Companies will have a hard time making it on the money that they bring in, as it is highly unlikely that they will be able to run at full capacity. We'll probably see a wave of bankruptcies at that time, and investors will panic and pull out of the market. Look at our crazy unemployment rate. And yes, I do realize that this is due to social distancing, but a lot of these companies will not be able to afford to keep the employees that they once had. They're not going to be able to bring them back. Additionally, once they realize that they can run without these employees, who knows when they'll be hiring again. Something else to consider is that we're probably opening back up a little bit too soon. Matter of fact, Dr. Fauci actually just warned our government that if we were to open up the wrong way, there would be hell to pay. Those aren't the exact words he used, but you get the picture. So let's imagine that things didn't go as planned and a second wave of the Roni hits us. It's going to basically take twice as long for our economy to recover, and at that point, I would say that we are completely screwed. So what exactly do you do in this situation? Well, take a look at the big players in the game and see what they're doing. For example, Warren Buffett. There's a reason he's one of the greatest investors of all time. And what did he do? Well, he actually sold all of his airline stocks. Another thing that's interesting about what Buffett's doing is actually what he's not doing. He's got billions of dollars that I'm sure he's dying to spend on stocks. But guess what? He hadn't bought a single stock in 2020. Why? Because he said nothing is attractive to him right now. Oh, and then there's the part when or where he says that things will get worse. Basically, there's a whole bunch of uncertainty. So, is the Fed doing the wrong thing? Probably not. I think it all boils down to whether, we want to have it bad now or have it bad later. I think the Fed is just ultimately prolonging the inevitable and, maybe hoping that things will get better along the way. So in the end, can the Fed save the stock market? I think you and I both know the answer. I think once the crap hits the fan, it's every man for himself. I don't think there's nothing that our Fed can do. But then again, what do I know? I'm just a guy on YouTube. Anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, I think that does it for me. As always, thanks for coming out and watching my videos. Before you forget, if you haven't done so already, it would really help me out if you would smash that like button and go ahead and hit that bell for notifications, subscribe, so YouTube will notify you when I publish a video. That's if you found this information useful. Another thing I want to run by you guys real fast is I've got a list of brokers in the description with links to each broker. These are brokers that I have an account with. Just for signing up, you guys will get free stocks. Actually, you'll get some shares and I'll get some shares. So it's a win-win for everybody, and it also helps in supporting this channel. So check that out in the description, you guys. Let me know if there's anything else you want me to do in the comments. Like if there's a stock you want me to take a look at. Until then, you guys have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video.